did notice that when I was evaluating the teachers teaching in English, I went to their online sites. They were getting it wrong. 80% of them were making big mistakes in Moodle. So they basically use Moodle. Some of them did not allow their bosses to look at their Moodle sites. They said no, which in principle is wrong because anybody is allowed to attend a lesson. Even from outside, they can walk in and go to a lesson. Ergo, they should be able, at least the head of the department should be able to visit the online classroom. I'll give you an example of where pedagogical training needs to be done for teachers, classroom teachers, online. One teacher was teaching a 5-credit course. So I think it's about 26, 27 learning hours for a credit, something like that. Yeah, so 5 credits. I counted the number of face-to-face lessons they were having. So it was something like 24. So it was 48 altogether. And then online, they had reading of books, writing of essays, reading of articles. And there is a measurement in Finland which says, if you're writing one page, which is about 250 words, you need, within a learning process, 2.5 hours to complete it. If it is in a foreign language or a very complicated piece of text, you need to give the student 5 hours to complete it because they have to read, analyze, construct everything necessary to create meaning, paragraphs, and linking. I counted the work they had put in Moodle. It was a 10-credit course they were doing. In hours, they had to do the tasks and learn, although the course was only 5. I interviewed the students on this one course afterwards, and I said, have you noticed anything about the course? And they said, yes, there's too much to do. I said, how do you manage per week? They said, well, this is an important course. We have to do it. So the courses that are not so important, we plagiarize or miss lessons. So one teacher's lack of knowledge of learning hours online, coupled with face-to-face, has affected the learning of other courses. And because they told me they had failed some of the other courses, they had to do make-up exams, which cost the university and the hours of the teachers. When teachers are trained, they are trained to measure learning hours face-to-face and understand the consequences of what they put online in Moodle.
If I think of my 33-year teacher career, about that learning hour measurement, it's not been a tool of a discussion between teachers and managers.
Yeah.
I've made the calculations myself.
Yes.
And I've shown it to students.
Yes.
But it's never been part of management tool to kind of make it even. So I just started wondering, and in teacher education, I don't know if it's taught.
If you put in Moodle a video and you choose, let's say, a 10-minute video that covers a key concept in your lesson, and you put a conceptual question based on that, which they must reflect on and maybe link it to some of their reading, and then write a one-screen comment in a forum on that video. They're not going to listen to that video once. It's going to be 2 times, sometimes 3 times. When they write, they're not going to write once. They're going to write, rewrite, and the reading is another thing. So that simple task is quite a few hours if you want an in-depth, rich outcome. And this is exactly what you are saying. These things need to be considered. In the classroom, you may spout out 4 or 5 complicated concepts to the students. Do they remember all 4 at the end? If you ask them to write down what were the main points, could they write them down? The way I talk nowadays is I pause a lot. And I found that with foreign students, if I say something, a concept, something deep, few seconds, so that it goes in and they can actually process it. There is a speed that you speak where it actually goes over. Online, you can create the spaces, but you have to count the spaces in time. You don't see them, but they are there. It's the reflective process that actually goes on while they are looking online. I think that many students are studying more credits than they're getting. And I think what you said is really good. Why not give teachers a test? Say, you're teaching 5 credits, 2 credits will be online, write the online part. Then someone will come in, an inspector or planner, or you can pilot it with students who could actually measure the time they need, look at the outcome and say, okay, how long did that actually take you? Was it quicker? Was it slower? Was it slower for a Finn? Or quicker for a Finn because their English is so good, slower for someone whose English is not so good, if it's in English, for example. So I think that's one area that's worth developing. There are many people who do this very well, and I've met them. They are, in Finland, experts in online. But there are others who, through no fault of their own, have been shoved technologies without consideration. Here you are. We have decided at management level, this is the forum and how you're going to use it without considering pedagogical consequences. But I know they now do have internal staff training in how to use Moodle and Zoom and so on. So this awareness has maybe come through feedback, but it should have been proactive, not reactive.